Welcome to ASSN, the Adult Sports Situation Network, and I gotta say, it was an amazing game. I never felt the thrill of victory and defeat all in one freaking game. Coaching is everything, but with that, let's get right into it.
Here's your host, 12-Inch.
I'm your host, 12-Inch, and I'm here to put my foot down on this game and leave our mark. Let me tell you something. We're going to have a conversation on this. The O-line. Now, the Bears were behind pretty much the whole time. The O-line was not looking good. The offense was seriously clunky. There was a lot of questionable play calls that was done on the offensive end. But all in all, the Bears' arrow is still pointing up, and there's lessons to be learned, and this is just one of them. It was a high-stakes game. We got to see two young quarterbacks go head-to-head, one injured and still shine, one under duress, never really had the chance to get off, but when it came to the fourth quarter, he was able to flip that Superman switch and go straight into the mode that he needed to be in to engineer two great possessions, leading the Bears down to the one. Now, the first time the Bears got down to the one, we have a little problem here with the coaching, as I was saying earlier, because they opted to do a handoff to an offensive lineman to try to nail the ball in there, when it was obvious you should have went with Roschon Johnson. So they lost the ball, the fumble. The Commanders recover right there. They're down right there, like around the 5-yard line. From there, our defense came in and was stellar. They were able to hold Washington pretty much right there and get the ball back. They punt the ball. We get the ball back. Once again, Caleb Williams comes out. He's energized. You can see the look on his face. He flips that switch, and he engineers another drive all the way down. What do? The second time, they learned the lesson, and they punch it in with Roschon. Bears score, puts them on the board, and puts them up 13-12. They opted to go for two. They were successful on that as well and put the Bears up 15-12. And then it all came down to a Hail Mary. And I thought I heard the voice of Tupac, and he must have been with the Washington Commanders because that Hail Mary worked out. So let me set it up. It's an intense game. The Bears are up, and there's only 2 seconds left on the clock. Jaden Daniels gets the ball. Only 3 men rush. I don't know why they set it up with only a 3-man rush. I would have went 4. Some people say that's hindsight, but no, even at the time, it did not look right. Jaden Daniels weaves in and out of a little bit of pressure that's been created. He steps into his throw. He launches at 52 yards, and Tyreek Stevenson goes up right before the end zone, and he tips the ball right into the hands of Noah Brown for the win. There's your ball game, folks, and the Washington Commanders win 18-15. Now, it's a sad day for Chicago Bears fans, but at the same time, the arrow is looking extremely up, and this is a situation where they will bounce back from, and there was a lot of lessons, and it wasn't just all with the players. A lot has to be directed at the coaches. The coaches will learn, they will get better, because there was a lot of plays that I think that a lot of people just flat out don't agree with. And for the Washington Commanders, they get to move on. They are in the playoff race, sitting at 6-2, and they play New York Giants next week. And with that extra rest, I believe that Jaden Daniels will be looking pretty damn good, and he should go out there and ball and make his statement. Now, for the Chicago Bears, they move on. They go south down to Phoenix. They take on the Cardinals, and this is the opportunity to have a bounce-back game. But one thing we did learn in this game by both quarterbacks going head-to-head is that both organizations picked the right quarterbacks. The Bears with the first pick and the Commanders with the second pick. It really, folks, came down to coaching and also discipline. We're looking at the Bears and all the penalties that they had. Some were just mindless penalties. Arguing after a play, putting your finger in the face mask of another player and getting 15 yards tacked on for that. I mean, these are senseless plays, things that should not be happening, that they had to suffer from, but they have to learn discipline. The game is on the line more than your ego. And for Washington, their arrow's pointing way up. They are now sitting at 6-2, and they have a nice looking schedule in front of them, and they are looking to make the playoffs. Okay, some key highlights here is DeAndre Swift went off for 129 yards. That's including the 54-yard touchdown that he ripped off. Karan Amagaji came in. He had 2 blocks right there, which set him free down the sideline, the left sideline. He ran it all the way in. That put the Bears on the board for 7 and had them down 12-7 at that particular time. Caleb Williams had to show a lot of footwork in this game because he wasn't getting enough time in the backfield to actually make plays happen. He was being pressured every time he took a snap. He was looking up. He was running for his life. But the young man knows how to work a pocket, and I've never seen anybody weave and make moves the way he does in the pocket and still keep his eyes downfield to try to make a play. But today it was all about footwork. He ran for 41 yards. He had 131 yards passing. Now looking at Jaden Daniels, he balled out today. Hurt ribs and all. He had 326 yards passing, 1 TD, which is that Hail Mary in the game at the very end, a tipped Hail Mary. And I have to say, today's clutch player of the game goes to Jaden Daniels. Being hurt and all, when everything is on the line, he still showed up and he still showed out and he made situations happen. It didn't matter what his physical state was. He even took a hard hit, still stayed in the game, and was able to throw the Hail Mary. So he is the clutch player of the game. And the player who got his ass in gear today, that award's going to go to Austin Seibert for kicking 4 field goals, which gave the Commanders 12 points on the board. Without that, the Commanders don't win. I think the difference in this game was discipline and also some coaching. However, Washington wins the game 18-15. And remember, if you like laughs, you like sports, this is your channel. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we will be on the scene at some sporting events as well as having special guests. I am your host, 12-inch, and I just put my foot down on this episode. But next time we pull up in your YouTube feed, make sure you get your ass in. We have everything you're looking for. We are your complete couture sports store. We have sweaters, we have hoodies, we have sweatpants, mugs, face masks, pillows, leggings, backpacks, blankets, yoga mats, beach towels, and more. We're not your average merch store. With top-end designs, you'll definitely stand out from the crowd. So get your merch now at ASSNSports.com and be on the lookout for our digital calendars coming soon. So get your ass in gear.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?